Okay, good morning. It's Friday now, the 23rd of November. It's 20 to 1 a.m. Okay, and well, I don't know if you can see. Well, you can see that from the light pollution here. It's completely blanketed. Okay, so that makes a change in the contrived weather pattern. Okay. Alright, excuse me. I've got some of the chem phlegm. Okay, so why is it, you may ask, blanketed even past midnight with no signs of clearing up? 100% overcast. Okay, can't even see the moon anymore. Right, well, standing here, the wind is still coming from the east. However, before coming out here, I had a look on Vent2Sky, or you could look at windy.com. Yeah, is that it? I'll do both. Just after this, I'll keep it short. And the warm air currents are again trying to come up from the south. Okay, you've got warm air from the Bay of Biscay coming up, where it warmed up because the sun actually managed to touch the ground level there. Okay, there was a clear patch, and now you've got some warm air trying to come up from the Med again. However, it can't, can it? Because all the way from I don't know where, from bloody Iceland, yes, all the way down to the Med, we have a artificial, man-made high-pressure system. It's been carpet bombed. The sky has been carpet bombed with coal ash, chemtrails. Okay, and like I say, all these fires they're setting off in California, it all mixes in with chemtrails, and it does actually make all its way to here eventually. You know, it might take a week, or as in the case of the summer, it only took a few days. And then they turned August of all months, they turned it into autumn weather, and we didn't see the sun for 21 days or something, wasn't it? In August, no sun for 21 days, and people can't remember that. What the fuck is wrong with you? You've got people living in purgatory right alongside us. Those of us who are, you know, in the book of life. People who are already dead, they can't even remember that. Even though I've got a video on it. You can go watch my videos from August, what they did to it. And they turned Scandinavia's summer of like over 30 in the day to single figures. Madness. Okay, so I'm going to show you now on the websites which are provided free of charge to all of us, a resource all of us can make use of, to now show you why it is overcast at night. Is that the moon behind there? Not the light there. Is that it? I don't know. But can't see it, that's for sure. Okay, so I will now show you. I'll now demonstrate the pattern, which is easy to pick up on. You don't even have to be clever. You don't have to be smarty pants. All you have to do is open your fucking eyes, and you can pick up the patterns. Right. Let's do that now. Coming up. Right, wakey. Let's see. I'll go over this quickly once again, just because I've got to drum it in, haven't I? Because people don't get it, or they won't watch the other videos. Okay, this was the weekend. The Saturday, November the 17th. And here is the chemical ice nucleation zone, where they freeze all the air and block out the sun, seemingly all year round. And then they opened a channel here, and that brought in all the cold air. So they allowed us 2 days of sunshine, you know, here. And, you know, that's another thing. I must make this point. The patterns I'm seeing, okay, because I'm right here, Portsmouth Harbour, all right? I'm clearly able to see the patterns when, you know, and it appears more quickly to me because it's right on the coast, right in the channel. There's a lot of movement there. Disgusting chemtrailing there as well. Alright, I'll try and keep this short. Okay, so that was the weekend. Let's go to the 20th. No, in fact, let's have a look at this here. Okay, okay, that was Saturday. Okay, coming from the east, still from the east. Right, Monday, still coming from the east, and Tuesday, and Wednesday. Oh, it's a change on Wednesday. You see, it started to try and come up. You see how the wind is coming in through, like, to Marseille and coming out across the other end to the Bay of Biscay, and then trying to come up. All right, Thursday. You see, it came in that way, and now it's trying to come up again, and we'll go to today now, the 23rd. Okay, it's past midnight. Okay, so here we go. Look, nice warm air trying to come up, but they don't want it to, because it's all about proving the ball and disproving God. Yeah, you can. This windy. This one deals with wind mostly, obviously. So it's a bit clearer. See? Look how the wind from the Med is trying to come up north and move north and warm us, and it's trying to come up. Look at that. It's trying to come up. Okay. And why can't it come? Let's go to yesterday now. Right? Well, it can't, but we can't get today because it's not hasn't been done yet. So yesterday it can't come up because look what they've done. Okay, it's probably much worse than this now. This is a snapshot of, I'm not sure what time they do it. Yeah, but look, this is what they did. A horrendous blanket, a shield, stopping the warm air. Okay, it was warm in the Bay of Biscay, trying to come up, and look, they just chemtrailed the shit out of it to block it, so they can lie. They can lie to everyone about their, you know, about my ball, my tilt away from the 93 Grillion mile sun. That's why we have autumn and winter. It's bollocks. It's absolute shit. Do you think it would matter? A silly little tilt. And the sun, by the way, when you can actually see it, okay. It's still nice and warm if you can actually get in the sunshine, which we don't seem to ever see it. That's what I mean. As soon as it reaches October, they hide it completely. October, November, December, and what was it this year? January, February, March, April. We didn't see the sun until the end of April for 2 days, and then they blocked it out for another week. You know, and spring didn't start until what, May the 5th or something. Okay, so this is ridiculous. This is absolute evil. This is proof of demonic evil intent to lie to you and to hide God from you. That's what it's all about. Okay, so that's what's stopping the warm air. Okay, the warm air from the Med, and it will channel through here. I guess there's mountains there, isn't there? And mountains over here, isn't it? And it tried to come through here, through the Bay of Biscay, and then it tries to come up, but it can't because they keep on creating man-made, or should I say devil-made, artificial high-pressure systems. They call it a high-pressure weather system, but it's not. It's not a system. It's chemtrail poison spray. That's what it is. It's shit. It's like a barrage of chemtrails to stop any warm air, so they can go more winter, more ball, more space, more atheism, and take you away from God. I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. And all these disgraceful fires they've been causing. I mean, come on, look at that. It's just, that's blatant. Blatant frequencies and plasma serpents just pulling all the shit where they want. And it's unfortunate. All this shit it's going to start moving this way. And then it's going to come over, and then we're going to have winter. You see how it works? It's contrived. This is evil. All these fires intentionally set on fire. It's ridiculous. I mean, look at this shit. This is shit. People think it's clouds. You've got nothing in your head if you think these are clouds. When it's a joke. Sick. Alright, I'll leave it there. Okay? If you don't get this, well, I don't know, just, I don't know, pack your suitcase and go straight to hell. Because you might as well get there early, because, you know. Why wait? That's where you want to go, isn't it? If you think you're on a ball and you hate God, and you think this is natural weather, and you think the Earth isn't just a disgusting corpse, the Earth is Frankenstein's monster. Okay, reanimating the dead, and the dead living in purgatory, and they don't, they still think that even though they've died, they go, oh, I'm still alive, and yep, I'm going to live another life now, and yeah, there's no God. That's all the scum in purgatory. That's how they go about their so-called lives. It's evil. Okay, so if this helps you open your eyes, good. If it doesn't, fuck off. You're going to hell. Very soon, you'll run out of chances. Scum. Just like the scummy scientists, the evil high priest class that spray us. Yep, you'll get to be buddies there with David Keep and the rest of them. All the scum from the Met Office, NERC, BAE Systems, and the murderers in the military. Yes, they're murderers. That's their job. And they're liars and murderers. That's who you'll get to spend eternity with. Yeah, so enjoy that. See ya. And I can't wait to say my final goodbyes to all this when my time's up. Goodbye, scum. You hate God. And wait, you can go your way to hell, and I'll go my way to heaven and to God. And when I reach there, I'll forget about all of this, and I won't mention all the evil scum anymore. You'll be forgotten, or certainly the least talked about. No one wants to know you. This is, what a disgusting people. Open rebellion against God. That's what Western society, it's not just Western society, it's the whole world. The whole world has been westernized and in open rebellion against God. They don't even say he exists. They just flat out deny him or they worship demons from the other cultures. The Indians were openly worshipping demons. I mean, come on, look at their gods. They're monsters. And all the rest too. You can forget about that. Yeah, and Muslims? They don't worship God. They worship the Prophet Muhammad. Yeah. Okay. And there's other bollocks religions out there. All of them are shit. Doesn't matter what the Nordic Viking nonsense. That's worshipping Nephilim, who don't care about you, by the way. And what else do we have? We've got Buddhism, isn't it? And probably a whole load of other nonsense. Right. What I'm saying isn't religious anyway. Where in the Bible does it say to go and build churches, yeah, and to have a paedophile priesthood and use them as your intercessor between you and God? It doesn't say that anyway. All right? These people are all scammers. They're all Satanists. Okay, God, your relationship with God doesn't involve religion and rituals or paedophile priests. Okay, and that's the other thing in the world. We don't need these. We don't need the pharaonic bloodline ruling us. Where they're I guess they're like a spiked chalice. Okay. And they eternally feed on the blood of the foolish human herd who falls to all their lies and believes they're on a ball and there's no God. So if you're on a ball and there's no God, it's just up for grabs. It's a free for all. Okay, and that's what you get. Sickening. It's disgraceful. We've got the hierarchy of hell on earth once you remove God from the picture. That's what you get. You get hell on earth. And that's what it's coming to, a technological hell on earth. Yes, enjoy being chipped soon. The mark of the beast is on the way. You're already spied upon. They know everything about you. Why you just the next thing because you're a slave, you need your job, isn't it? And what the job soon will see, you'll need a chip. And if you don't get the chip, you don't get the job. So then you're going to have to get the chip. Otherwise, you won't have a job, and then you can't pay your bills. You won't have anywhere to live, and then you'll be homeless and die. Yes, you'll be homeless and die in the contrived winter, okay, which is all designed to get rid of the basically the people who don't want to be slaves. That's what it's about. You're just kicked out of so-called society, slave society, and onto the streets. And let's make a winter every year from chemical ice nucleation. And yeah, you'll die. You'll die out there in the cold. And also, when you're a tramp dying on the streets, there's no obituary for you. They'll just the authorities will come up and pick up your frozen corpse, and off you go to the crematorium. And there won't be a funeral or anything, because once you've hit the streets, what does that prove straight away, doesn't it? Proves you've got no one that cares about you. There's no one who can put you up. So that's it. No, that's the end of you. And no one will care. No one will know. Okay, that happens every year, by the way, in winter. If you didn't know. Okay. So yeah, there we go. End of a depressing note. And that's the thing. I'll say there's no such thing as evolution or Darwinism, but there is social Darwinism. That's what the our rulers, our pharaohs, that's what they are. Social Darwinists, and they've got the they say the Holy Grail. They're the Grail, right? And you're the herd to provide them with meat, or I don't know, milk and honey or whatever goes into the goblet there, the chalice. Yeah, and that's it. They're through this social Darwinism, they're creating an even more and more mind-controlled and mind-conditioned, Stockholm Syndrome slave who love their masters and love all their lies and love their servitude. In fact, that's one thing I've noticed about slaves in general, is they're all miserable creatures. However, when they're all miserable together, they seem to take solace in that. And if you're not miserable like them, they will hate you. And they'll certainly hate you for trying to tell them the truth, because you'll break their bubble. Yeah, in fact, let's talk about a little bit of popular culture as well. What is it, in Game of Thrones? I don't know if I watch that shite, okay? What is it, when this Daenerys started freeing the slave cities, and they had that cult of the Harpy, there was the cult of the Harpy were the slaves who, they didn't want to be free men. And they wanted to go back to being slaves. You see, and they had a rebellion. They tried to kill her because they were angry. They were set free because they loved their masters. And you have the same thing back when when you had America, when you had the slaves there. Okay. Apparently, I'm not sure if it's even true, to be honest. I think all history is bullshit. But what was it? The relationship, we had the house slaves, didn't you? And they loved their master more than they loved themselves. And the house, they would say the house Negro would basically inform the master on any of the misdoings of the field slaves, basically. Yeah, okay. I've heard that. I've read it. All about that. It's crazy. It's a complete Stockholm Syndrome situation, where you can't help someone like that who's suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, who loves being a slave. You try and set them free, they'll hate you for telling them they're a slave to start. They'll say, no, I love it. I love my life. Yeah, and they'll hate you for trying to help them. Okay, and they'll probably attack you or get you in trouble for trying to free them from Pharaoh, basically, from the pharaonic slave system, which has got people completely mentally dominated. And that's it. So yeah, that's what can I say? It's a failed creation, and yeah, I guess Satan has got his bounty of failed creation, who seem to love being a part of the hierarchy of hell, and taking no steps at all, not even making it heard of their displeasure of their slave situation. They just go, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm doing well for myself. And you're not. You've got life of a slave. It's a disgrace. This whole earth is a freaking disgrace. No one should be living under any authority of anyone else. Okay? Apart from God's authority. You see, if we had God's authority, okay, we wouldn't have to worry about, they scare you, don't they? There'll be chaos. There'll be, anarchy, blah, the scare. But no, if you had God as the only authority, you wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, and one of the greatest evils is having men ruling other men as as rulers, or as the sham they say democracy and representatives, which is absolute nonsense. Those people are just puppets. They're puppets in a theatre. It's a joke. Okay, so look, it's not just the weather, it's the whole human experiment down here where Satan gets to corrupt all those who are corruptible and all those who are weak. And yeah, what do you end up with? Yeah, a shit. Where you just you're living on your knees. It's pathetic. There you go. So you're gonna die on your knees too. Yeah, breathe in the chemtrails, get sick, get Alzheimer's, get dementia, and your children will have autism. Yeah. So I guess when they're autistic, they'll believe any old shit. Like even more than you do. Like, the Earth's a ball. Yeah, they'll believe anything. And they'll go, oh yes, I want my chip. I want the latest, yes, the latest chip. They'll have models, and it wouldn't be, maybe more than one chip. You'll have to have the latest array of chips in your body, otherwise you're not cool anymore. You're going, and who knows, maybe next thing people will be paying to get the latest chip. That's how stupid people are. Okay, the chip which will control everything. Your movement, what you do, and then they'll be able to send frequencies straight into the chip to affect your mind, or just program you directly. They won't have to bother with TV anymore. They could take the TV and the internet away at that point once they've got a chip in you. They'll just send it all through frequencies into and encoded messages, Wi-Fi messages into your chips. You won't have, it won't be more. It'll be more than one. You'll have an array in your body, and who knows? So maybe they'll give you a holographic experience. You'll have a augmented reality. Yeah, where the world will be completely gone to shit, but as long as you have the technology in your body, you'll be having a little daydream there, won't you? A little holographic daydream where everything's just hunky dory, and who knows? Maybe in your augmented reality, you won't even notice you're a slave. You'll think you're the hero in your own hero's journey. Now that's what it's coming to. That's where it's going to lead to. It's going to be a total trap. But it's my belief anyway that before that happens, God's going to put a stop to this, because it's absolutely ridiculous what's taking place. It's really sick, and it all starts with being a cock and believing in concepts, and that other people can represent you and have your best. Your best interests at heart. That's absolute bullshit. Once you give away your power like that, that's what I mean. I have more admiration for the barbarians of the past. At least they were, what was it? Autonomous. They had their own agency. Yeah, and they weren't a little cuck slave. Yes, who has to pay tax on. They pay tax on your income, and then you pay tax on what you buy, and then you pay tax on when you go to resell something that you've already paid tax twice on. It's a joke. It's all, and then of course when you die, you won't have anything left over to give to your offspring either. Your slave offspring, you've doomed them to slavery, because they'll tax that too, and there'll be nothing left. And then inflation as well. And that's another thing. Whenever they raise the minimum wage, it doesn't mean anything, because whenever they raise the minimum wage, then just gradually all the prices of everything goes up. It's ridiculous. I've even seen this kind of thing in action in little models like what was it, online games, right? If there's suddenly more money at the bottom, okay, we'll call that the minimum wage. The prices of everything are jacked up because they know that you can afford it now. Basically, that's what happens. It's so it doesn't mean anything. They might get a smile on their face for, I don't know, 6 months, thinking, yeah, the minimum wage gone up, but in 6 months to a year, all the prices will have gone up, and you'll be back where you started. And they love doing that because it's a vicious cycle. The minimum wage workers want their wage raised, and then that justifies the inflation, you see, and then they make all the pensioners with their savings, basically all their money becomes worthless because of the inflation, because they're not earning anymore, and I guess their state pensions, they remain the same, I think, isn't it? Isn't that true? Their pensions don't go up. It's all done in age brackets, you see. So not your pensions are basically frozen, the same as when you start to get them, receive it. And your money is being made worthless year after year as the younger, more foolish generations who, on purpose, they've cut off the old people talking with the young people as they make the divide, the disconnect on purpose. So there's no basically exchange of wisdom. Basically, the old can't teach the young anything. So the TV tells them that the old is responsible for their current city situation. And they just fall into the trap. You get played off each other, And then, of course, you get multiracialism thrown into the mix. And then they've got another whole new dimension to play people off one another, to make, even more variables in the mind fuck. So, they'll have it's not old against young anymore. There's men against women. There's different races against, different races. Races that shouldn't even be in such close contact with each other. They're just thrown together in the slave mix, So there's a big slave mix now. They used the Europeans first to conquer the world and spread Pharaoh's kingdom, and now they've thrown in all the blacks, all the Arabs, all the Asians, all the East Asians, all together into the big same pile, the big slave pile, a big pharaonic empire with all different race slaves all bundled underneath. That's right. And then, of course, as I said, with that amount of confusion. Oh, what is it? I'm missing out something. That's right. Homosexuality and transgenderism. They got more confusion. That's what they're going to keep you concerned with. And then, of course, the clown circus that is politics, and the rest of it, and all kinds of fear porn, like space, and at any moment, an Earth-destroying asteroid could come and wipe you out, and just utter crap. Okay, so they've got you, right? The evil scum have got you in this pharaonic bloodline. They are Satan's seed. Okay, and all those people, they die at some point, and they just become hosts to entities from the deep, to demons. And that's what they are. You're ruled over by demons, and you don't even know it, and you probably worship them, isn't it? Was it? Well, Trump, yeah, make America great again, and all that. He's got a cult of personality around him, hasn't he? But they're all the same. They're all the pharaonic bloodline. And just go and watch the chap I linked there, who talks about the Swiss and the pharaonic bloodlines and the old world order and the new world order, what that means. And it all makes sense. It all comes together, and we're trapped in it, trapped on hell on earth. Yeah. So good night. I'm going to bed.